All right, let me take you through all the big winners. Now, before I take you through the big losers, it's only right for us to give credit to the ones who won. And Bihar's verdict was clearly with the NDA. It's NDA Phir Ek Baar. The mandate has created clear winners and losers. Let's take you through the winners first. First up, we have Prime Minister Modi. Of course, he is the overarching figure, the man who kept the NDA intact, ensured all the alliance was glued together until they managed this victory. Bihar has once again reaffirmed the Modi factor. Voters clearly followed national leadership and rallied behind Modi ki guarantee, of course, partnered with Nitish Kumar. BJP has turned out to be a single largest party, which is why this is important and why Modi is getting this praise. Because the first time BJP has become the single largest party in Bihar with 89 seats, strengthening the NDA ahead of the 2029 Lok Sabha polls. And then is Nitish Kumar, the man who's got 10 lives. He's going to become likely the chief minister for the 10th time. A stunning comeback for him after nearly 2 decades in power. What's anti-incumbency? There's no concept of that, at least in his life. JDU has clinched 80 plus seats and Nitish has successfully steered the NDA past the 200 mark. The verdict ends the youth versus experience debate. Nitish at 72 and you have Tejashwi Yadav of the opposition, who was the CM face for the Mahagathbandhan at 36 years of age. So clearly, despite Bihar having a large youth population, they've chosen experience versus energy. Well, another star performer we'd surely like to highlight here is Chirag Paswan. What a strike rate he's had. From one seat that he won in 2020, he's managed to win 22 seats today. Out of the 29 seats that he was given, he's won 22 seats. That's a great strike rate. Chirag has consolidated the Dalit and the youth votes and transformed himself from a disruptor to a key NDA power player. He managed that victory even in 2024 Lok Sabha polls, and based on that trust, the NDA ensured that he was given at least 29 seats to contest, and he managed that victory. Women voters turned out to be the real boon for the NDA, surely. For the first time this time, women outvoted men. 72% women came out to cast their vote versus 63% men. First of all, women coming out and voting this number in Bihar is not seen, or in fact, there's years of booth capturing and Jungle Raj, as they call it, must have gotten better over the years, but this was possibly the first time that women came out in such confidence, and that clearly gave the NDA an edge. Their support for welfare, safety, stability gave NDA this mandate. It clearly appears now. Also, a scheme that really impressed the women, it appears, is the NDA's 10,000 rupees Mahila Rozgar Yojana and Jivika networks that played a major role in possibly convincing them to come out and vote in favor of the NDA. And finally, the big winner, Asaduddin Owaisi's AIMIM. He didn't win big numbers, but the impact that he's had is certainly strategic. He's got 5 seats there, and that's literally more than what the Congress got. The party led in 5 seats and held its Seemanchal base and shaped tight contests where 2 to 3% shift changes the outcome. So they've managed a victory in 5 seats, and that's huge. Now, what are the losers doing in Bihar? If I could give you a highlight on who exactly are the real losers in this scheme of things, biggest is Tejashwi Yadav. He seems to be the chief architect of the Mahagathbandhan's fall here. He was declared the CM face even before filing nominations. They were sure that he was going to be leading the front, but failed to deliver. And this kind of debacle, I'm sure, even the BJP did not imagine. From 75 seats that he had won in 2020 to just now 29 seats, Tejashwi has failed to take RJD ahead. Tejashwi couldn't expand beyond the Muslim and Yadav base, and in fact the sad part is even that vote base has now become fragmented. He could not even tap into the anti-incumbency. That certainly was, but they didn't manage to cash in on that. His future chief minister narrative was hit. Tejashwi Yadav's future chief minister narrative at this point has hit a hard pause. Adding to the loss, Rahul Gandhi also turned out to be a dead weight for the alliance. He too really didn't, break through this election in Bihar. In fact, whatever they got the last time, around 17 that they won in 2020, this time 4. That's how bad their performance has been in Bihar. His Bihar campaign did not clearly land. He was missing in large parts. We hear Congress fully has collapsed into single digits this time in Bihar. The vote chori charge did not align. Voter Adhikar Yatra, the whole yatra that he pulled off clearly has fallen flat. The SIR attack saying that the electoral roll revision drive is a way to steal votes that are not in favor of the BJP did not even echo with the people of Bihar. It did not resonate with them. And this is the mandate that the people have given, a huge drubbing for the Mahagathbandhan, the worst performance the RJD and the Congress has seen in Bihar. Then we have the new kid on the block who did not perform either, Prashant Kishor, who people thought might at least break through this election in some way possible. He really projected himself to be the third option. If you don't want the NDA, if you don't want the Mahagathbandhan, then here I am. And he made big promises. So despite the 2-year padyatra, all that campaigning, media exposure, etc., Suraaj could not convert that hype into votes. Pulling out of the contest only reinforced doubts. He did not contest this election, and that seemed to have sort of pushed people away from him and his party, thinking that he's not probably serious enough. Then we have Mukesh Sahani. Despite being pitched as the MGB's deputy CM face, Sahani failed to turn caste appeal into seats. A divided Nishad vote and a weak organisation cost him quite heavily. Finally, the India bloc, on the whole, fragmented, confused, uncoordinated. Seat share fights that they had, weak messaging, the Congress's collapse left the alliance adrift. And the sad part is that as much as we saw the discipline within the NDA, where they had announced their seats and candidates much in advance so that they could campaign well in advance, the Mahagathbandhan was still scrambling even till the last minute. Who gets what seat? Who are the candidates? How much time do they have to campaign? Hardly any. The NDA's organisational strength and welfare narrative clearly outshined and overpowered the Mahagathbandhan. And here's the result for you today. Let me quickly bring in Manish Barrier, spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Advocate Ashpreet Khadial, who's the spokesperson of the Congress, Professor Shyam Kumar, spokesperson RJD, and Ramakrishna Upadhyay, senior journalist, analyst. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining us. Manish Barrier, a big congratulations. What a victory it is. The BJP is single largest party for the first time in Bihar, and clearly that credit must go to Prime Minister Modi. Give us a little more on what's the feel right now, what's the sentiment, what's the mood, and the big question, will Nitish be the CM? Because you don't even need Nitish Kumar's party right now. You have that mandate.
No. In fact, namaskar to you and to my co-panelists and all the viewers. We are humbled. It's a massive mandate. It's something which is unprecedented. And to be honest, it was not thought of by anyone. We were always looking at around 160, and that is what Amit Shah ji had said. And the party and everyone was geared. But this was like unmistakably, people wanted Nitish ji to be there. And that question doesn't even arise. I find it, it's not a personal comment on you, but then there are a lot of people, they kept on egging on whether Nitish ji would be there. But then, last time itself, it was so settled with 43 seats for Nitish ji. The Prime Minister himself said that you are the one who changed the face of Bihar. And that is what Biharis have also, delivered. That he's the one here, the captain, and under his leadership, the face of Bihar changed. People saw development. They saw the light of the day for the first time in so many years. So, that question when it comes, I find a little bit, disrespect to him and to the people of Bihar with the kind of mandate they have given. So, that's not even a question. But then, having said that, I think Biharis have spoken very loud and clear. And that is what I have been, in fact, arguing very loudly, sometimes with you, sometimes with my friend Shyamji and others, that look, if you compare, and I'm not getting into details, but there is no contest comparison between a leader who is tainted, both the leaders, in fact, here at the state level as well as at the center level. And you have Mr. Nitish Kumar, an impeccable character, and his performance. And then you have Prime Minister Narendra Modi. There's no contest at all. And one more thing, Nabila ji, I would like to mention. See, caste is a factor, definitely a factor. It's a part of our life. But that is not the thing in Bihar. I think a lot of Biharis are aspirational.
They want to move away. Yeah, absolutely. Bihar is aspirational now. They
any
don't
other sections
realize
of
that
India.
and as much as the Mahagathbandhan try to connect with the youth are far away from caste, dynamics. They don't want to get into that.
Absolutely.
They are
Absolutely. They want
aspirational
to
and they
be.
want more. For them, clearly at this point, looking at it, looks like they wanted a double engine sarkar because they feel. But the irony is, it's not like as if people of Bihar are very happy with Nitish Kumar. They weren't. In the last few years, there was a lot of anger against Nitish and the NDA itself for not delivering on a lot of promises. So that kind of, but imagine how much was the hate against RJD and Mahagathbandhan. They were like, anybody is fine, not RJD.
No, I would humbly differ with you. It is not like that anybody. Nitish ji is a very towering figure. I think you would really have to, I'm sure you would have
What is towering figure,
covered
sir?
Bihar.
My only question is that when I spoke about, not delivering what was promised, even now Bihar is in shambles. When you speak of infrastructure, you may have bettered the law and order from what it was, Jungle Rush to now. Yes, absolutely. Bihar has come a long way, but medical infrastructure, education, paper leak, Bihar is collapsing in that sense. It has, and it's grown at a snail's pace.
I would differ with you on this. Infrastructure is something which is eye-popping for the people of Bihar because there was nothing. Even if you come here, you would not find infrastructure lacking in terms of roads, in terms of the kind of airports that have come up. Electricity, Bihar is surplus. And we are now giving 125 units free because it is surplus. When RJD left, it was only 22% at that time. So there has been visible change. It will not
that
come
time
to
to
you
now,
directly.
it's been 20 years. No, there's been a
Yes.
20-year
See,
period.
I'm not saying challenges are not there, but
because there is nobody to use
infrastructure-wise,
it.
we have done
That right?
very well. See, you have a city bred, so you would not know exactly what kind of.
No, I've been to Bihar. I've read about Bihar, and from what I see, and all the factual reports, even up till date, even for the last few days, the updated information that I have is on medical infrastructure that's collapsing in Bihar. Such terrible
again,
plight. Hardly any doctors at
at
hospitals. Education, government schools are
Many bridges
practically
have collapsed,
dysfunctional.
Kabila.
No, I would
Many newly
beg to
built
differ
bridges
on
have
this
collapsed.
because
Okay.
even medical infrastructure. I'm sorry, just 5 seconds more. In fact, there were no healthcare centers, there were no doctors. It takes time to really build those and to ensure that they are functioning. So the change is big delta plus. But if you compare with the rest of the part of the country, many parts of the country, of course you might find it inadequate. I'm not arguing on that part. But then if you compare the country with the rest of the world, also a lot of places, then a lot of people keep arguing on various parameters. We
Not
need to
rest
go
of
up.
the world,
So,
but comparing it with other states in India, it's growing at such a slow pace for 20 years of having
again, I would like to correct you on that. I'm sorry. It is not growing at small pace. For this year,
All
25,
right.
26, our GSDP is between 22 to 26%, as per NK Singh, the former finance commission head, and that is the highest in this country. And you
Okay.
go back to 20 years and you show me a GDSP growth rate which is less than the national average. We have always been in top 5. Right. So
Okay.
there was a big hole which was created. It takes some time. And I will just sum up with political powers given to marginalized section of the society. So political empowerment, social empowerment, gender empowerment, and economic empowerment. It took some time, and Bihar is now well poised to really move to the next stage.
Okay, we wish you all the best. 5 years you have, another 5 years. There's a lot that you can do and turn around Bihar. But Mr. Ramakrishna Upadhyay, you wanted to come in on that, on people having no other choice but to fall back on Bihar because they find the RJD very jarring. They don't want to go back to that era. And Tejashwi carries that baggage, unfortunately, for him.
Absolutely, Kabila. I think it's a very big moment for NDA and especially Nitish Kumar, no doubt about it. But there are shortcomings of this government which is continuously being exposed. It's not that everything is honky dory in Bihar. We have seen the newly built bridges be collapsing. We have seen the condition of the hospitals. But when the spokesperson says we are surplus in electricity, it shows that there are no industries in Bihar. So if there are industries, there is demand. So I think these are realities that they have to be aware of, and I think they should correct. Of course, they've got a massive mandate now, and I think it's commendable the performance that they've done.
Yeah.
There are various factors which has helped them. And coming back to the big losers you are talking about, and I think I'd like to rearrange your list. You cited Tejashwi as the first number one culprit, if I can say that, and I think it is Congress. It is Rahul Gandhi who is the biggest loser in this election. He has come down. In fact, the Congress has
Yeah.
come down from 19 seats out of to 4 seats, which is less than what Owaisi has got.
Correct.
So no, Owaisi has done better than Congress in the
Yeah.
BJP. I mean, he's from Hyderabad. He represents a
Imagine.
very
That's what
small.
I said. No, but why we have Tejashwi on top is because it's his home turf. For God's sake, it was a bastion
No,
held
but
by
he
his
is.
family. His entire
No, he has
family,
been.
his ecosystem, everything is right there, and yet you couldn't
That's
even.
right, Nabila.
I mean,
At
what?
least
Look at the
at least
numbers.
he
So
has.
embarrassing for him.
No,
They
that
came
is
near
right. But I
close
think,
to victory the last
Nabil, I
time.
think he has been pulled down by the Congress. You see, the alliance with the Congress would have,
No, but
definitely
even if
helped
the Congress
because.
got, say, okay, Congress got 17 as the way they got last time, even then there's far from a majority mark, right? So
No, that's
RJD
right.
really,
You see, look
there's
at the
no
at
there's no
least.
recovery for RJD, even if Congress did better.
No, listen. You see, I would say the Congress is the biggest loser because in the overall,
Yeah.
opinion of the
Optics of it,
country, now that
absolutely.
they will not even be respected by the
No,
India
no,
alliance.
absolutely.
In the
Optics
India
of
alliance
it, the
also, they are
Congress has
going to
really
lose their leadership.
lost its.
I have a feeling that the India alliance will rethink on whether the Congress should continue as the leader of the group because
Absolutely.
this performance is
That's
really
surely a
drastic.
point. Should
This
the
is this is
Congress
really
be
disaster their
the
position,
big
and I
brother
think it
in
will
the
take them a
alliance
long
partnership?
time to get back to that. And the Prime Minister, adhered to that. And then he said, "Look, there could be another split imminent in the Congress." And
All
he is
right.
talking about taking on Mamata Banerjee now from Bihar. The Ganga flows from Bihar to West Bengal, and he's ready to take on the next opponent, that is Mamata Banerjee. So that shows the energy that it has given to the BJP, Bihar results. And this is unprecedented. I tell you, the kind of mandate they've got. Of course, the BJP and JDU got it in 2010 as well, the same amount of seats, in fact, 204 or so. But this is, after so many years again. And this is
Yeah,
something,
2010 and
repeating that.
20 and now is a big difference because
Yes,
this
absolutely,
victory comes
absolutely,
in the face of anti-incumbency. So
absolutely,
that's why it's a lot more significant, and kudos to them for that, for pulling this off,
absolutely.
right? I don't even think the BJP may have thought, like Barrier said also rightly, that they didn't imagine this kind of victory. I will come to Arshdeep and Professor Sham. I'm going to break it down for you and for our viewers here on the vote bank, the RJD's most secure fortress, which is the Muslim Yadav vote bank, that cracked wide open, and that seemed to have led to the debacle of the Mahagathbandhan. For decades, this MY bloc, Muslim and Yadav, crafted by Lalu Prasad in 1990s, delivered a consolidated vote share of nearly 30 to 32%. Muslims make up around 17% of the population, Yadavs 14%, together forming the RJD's core traditional vote bank. And even the Congress. According to CSDS data, an overwhelming 76% of Muslim voters backed the Mahagathbandhan, while only 5% voted for the NDA in 2020 assembly polls. Now, CSDS figures show that 83% of Yadavs voted for the Mahagathbandhan, just 5% supported the NDA in 2020 assembly polls. But recent election cycles show that while this base is loyal, it's no longer enough to win Bihar without expanding beyond that very base. This year, that limitation became even starker, and AIMIM, of course, played a decisive role as well. And even in the areas where Muslim-dominated areas, it appears the NDA really managed to pull off quite a sizable win there. Ahead of the 2025 polls, RJD rejected AIMIM's offer, we hear, for an alliance, with Tejashwi Yadav reportedly confident that Muslim votes would remain intact firmly with the Mahagathbandhan. But that calculation itself misfired clearly. AIMIM in 2020 also had won 5 seats in Seemanchal belt, though 4 of those MLAs later defected to the RJD. So this time RJD thought, why would we ally? Your people are already with us, so we are going to win. But that didn't happen. AIMIM still managed to open its quota and got the same amount of seats. AIMIM held its ground, contesting nearly 100 seats though. They've contested so many seats. They've won 5, but certainly speaking of the growth of the party itself, a man who comes from Hyderabad who's managed to really hold a grip in Bihar for the second consecutive assembly poll. So certainly miscalculation by the Mahagathbandhan when it comes to the Muslim and the Yadav vote base, and that too has been fragmented. JDU also has pulled in some Muslim voters. So let me take you to what Prime Minister Modi also said on that.
साथियों, एक पुरानी कहावत है, लोहा लोहे को काटता है। बिहार में कुछ दलों ने तुष्टीकरण वाला MY माय फॉर्मूला बनाया था, पर आज की इस जीत ने एक नया सकारात्मक MY माय फॉर्मूला दिया है, और ये है महिला और यूथ।
All right. Arshdeep, you want to come in on that, on the core vote bank that the Congress and the RJD relies on. That not enough, and you have Muslims now gravitating towards AIMIM. Fine, 5 seats is not a big deal, but imagine those 5 seats came to the Congress or the 5 seats went to the RJD. Your tally would have still been less embarrassing.
Thank you for the question. First and foremost, 65 lakh voters that voted last year in the Lok Sabha election could not vote in this election due to the SIR. Now, the fact of the matter is, if they were fake voters, they were supposed to be deleted, they were supposed to be removed, then why was nothing done and said in the last Lok Sabha election when they were voting out there? Does this not expose and beg a very big question? And number two, many voters were also added. So, number one, the timing of the SIR when the Bihar election was just around the corner. Number two, not doing and saying anything before, just 1 year ago, when all these voters were out there voting. Number three, the entire process got vitiated. Then should there not have been a re-election? And number four, given the short timeline that was there vis-a-vis the SIR, the cumbersome process that was there, and other than that, there was no grievance redressal for the people who weren't educated or the people who weren't well equipped to understand what the process was. There was no grievance redressal at all whatsoever. And suddenly, lakhs of names were removed.
No, but you're saying, then you're basically suggesting all that 65 lakh voters are your voters.
No, it's not about our voter or their voter. We can't figure out whose voter it was.
Even that
it could have
not
voted. One second, allow me to please complete. I did not interrupt you, gentlemen. I did not interrupt you. Let's have the decorum. What we are saying here is, no matter who that voter voted for, whether it be the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Congress Party, or whichever party, does not matter. But if the Election Commission of India is saying that they are fake voters, then why were they allowed to vote in the first place? And if they were voting in the first place, then why was nothing done about it? And if nothing was done about it then and there,
who told you all of them voted, sir?
Why was it done now? Why was it done now?
Who told you all of them voted in the last election?
I'll have to interrupt. 1 second. If you do not understand, my name is Arshpreet Khadiar. I cannot help you.
I don't understand, but who told you all those 75 lakhs voted in the last election? Where's the data to show that they all voted for which political party?
It's my name.
Just bluffing will not help you.
It is my name.
You should understand the mandate and then respect it.
If you wish to change your name,
you're just looking for excuses.
If you wish to change your name, you are welcome to do that. But right now, my name is Arshpreet Khadiar. I've been recognized for the time being. Please listen to me. Number one, the center government, the entire central government was there down in Bihar. More than 80 ministers were down there. More than 5 chief ministers were down there. All the ministries, all the states were left without government and without governance. At the cost, so the Bharatiya Janata Party no doubt won the election, but at the cost of what? At the cost of governance, at the cost of development, at the cost of work, at the cost of welfare. What's the ground situation? The Bharatiya Janata Party had to change so many slogans because they could not change the ground reality. And we really want to know it from the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA, who the front engine is and who the back engine is, because Nitish Kumar Saab has a history of changing a lot of alliances. Even the Google Maps does not know what the political direction of Mr. Kumar is
I
going to
still
be.
feel that Nitish Kumar could have been your PM face for the India alliance. You all really lost a golden chance.
No, what we are
You
saying
threw him
is
out of the
Bharatiya Janata.
alliance.
One second, I don't understand who this gentleman is, who
No,
does
no,
not
he's
know.
an analyst.
Congress
He's
threw
an
him out of the
analyst and he's our
alliance.
panelist. He has the right to make his point. But all right.
At least he should do that when
Congress
it's
threw
his
him out
time.
of the
He has been
India
interrupting
alliance
me
just
10
before the
times.
parliament elections.
So one
Now they are
second. Now allow me to
accepting
please complete.
They're
Otherwise,
One
I'll
after
interrupt
the other.
you
So
as well.
allow Arshdeep to
So number
complete.
one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just
So,
before the Lok Sabha
Mr.
elections,
Patil,
they threw him out.
Mr. C.R.
And if you
Patil,
see the
Bharatiya
change that
Janata
has happened
Party's
because of
minister,
that.
he was there on a debate with me, Mr. C.R. Patil, the Bharatiya Janata Party's union minister. An anchor asked him a question, how much time does it take for you to prepare for an election? He said 5 years. He said now also we will start preparing for the next election. So this goes on to suggest how what the orientation of the Bharatiya Janata Party is, what their perspective is, perception is. They don't indulge into governance. They don't impart good governance. What they do is they simply are into campaign mode all the time, election mode all the time. Prime Minister becomes prime campaigner. Work does not get done. You see the situation of law and order. You see the situation of gangster activities, criminal activities that are happening there. It's in shambles. You see the economy. You see corruption. You see drugs. You see unemployment at an all-time high. You see no women empowerment. You see no farmers' welfare. You see there's an all-time high corruption. You see the way the streets are. While we were traveling there, it appeared as if there weren't potholes in street. It appeared as if there was a street in potholes. That's the kind
when
of
you
that's
speak
the
about
kind of
governance itself, Arshdeep, there are a lot of questions. I also have questions. No doubt people of Bihar also have questions, which is why it is surprising that they've got this kind of mandate. But, well, it just also suggests that the opposition hasn't worked enough, that you all weren't able to really cash in on this sentiment that the people had. Ultimately, they went with a known devil. At least they've seen what Nitish has done for 20 years, even if it's not substantial. Okay, jo bhi hai, theek hai. This is precisely the line people of Bihar have said. To our reporters on the ground, Nitish, jo bhi hai, theek hai.
I'll give an example. See, one, I really would want to ask the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson who the chief minister is going to be. Will it be Mr. Kumar or will it be someone else? Because we don't know who the front engine is. And number two, the fact of the matter is that the Bharatiya Janata Party in Punjab, let's see what the performance is in Punjab. In the Taran by-poll, they're at the 5th position, the last position. And because SIR was done in Bihar, they won the election. And if it were not done in Punjab, they lost the election and they were at a distant 5th. So my only concern with the Bharatiya Janata Party is, just tell us this thing. Why was nothing done about these fake voters who were voting in the last Lok Sabha election? There were crores of them. And number two, the fact of the matter is that the non-democratic alliance ought to tell us one thing. Now, will the promises be delivered? The promises that you made, double karenge farmers' income, beti bachao, beti padhao, good education, good healthcare, good employment. Will you be able to do something about that? Or is it still going to be just campaign mode, election mode, campaigning and road showing and rallying and whatnot? So our concern here is that it should not only be about winning election is one thing.
But Arshdeep, I have a question for you. Do you welcome the mandate?
Of course, it's the people's mandate. We respect the people. However, at the same time, the concerns about SIR, the concerns about 65 lakh voters that were removed, they are to be answered by someone.
Okay.
And
but
the lakhs of voters that were added as well.
Okay.